I used to struggle a lot when my mentor used to tell me, Tal, you need to, increase your rates or you need to charge more. What I found over the years, of course, working with a mentor was they're not getting the answers they're looking for in the standard of care. They definitely don't want more medications. I used to hear that all the time from
Hmm.
patients. Like, I'm not going back there. I don't want more drugs, all that stuff, right? But what I understood is that pricing was not the issue.
Hmm.
To me, and this is how we train a lot of our practitioners in our community, is that the most important thing when you're working with a patient in front of you is making sure that you are a good fit for them, they are a good fit for you, they are willing to commit the time and effort to make those changes that you are going to tell them. And of course, with most of them, they're already there, right?
Hmm.
Because if any of you struggled for years with back pain, neck pain, you can't sleep at night, you're moody, or you got digestion problems, or you got an autoimmune condition, right, and you're inflamed all the time, you understand that you just can't continue to live life like that, right? In this misery, this 24/7 misery, right? So patients understand already, a lot of them, as I showed you in the statistics earlier, 70% of chronic patients are frustrated with that insurance model. They're looking for something else. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's not like Dr. Chill said, it's not going to be a good fit for everybody. We had cases, I can recall one specific scenario that happened a few years ago with a patient that said, I'm going to write you a check. It was like a $9,000 treatment plan. And she said, I'm going to write you a check. But we didn't accept her for care because myself and my one of my colleagues in my practice, we didn't feel like she's going to follow our instructions. We just told her, listen, we're here. When you are committed to this, we'll need at least 6 months of working with you. When you are, come back and, and we'll start working together. So the problem is not the money. A lot of practitioners think, oh, it's the money. This is what patients are not going to pay $300 or $500, or that's not the problem. Our challenge is to communicate better. We're going to talk about the system on how you do that, right? How you operate your practice. We'll help you put together. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Your job is to educate them about the options.
And if you have a good system, right, the system will actually vet who
Yeah.
is a good potential client or a good potential patient for you. So you don't have to do any of that sales stuff, right? We have technology that can do all of this.
Let's go into that so we can show you what it looks like. So this is the system. Let's say this is the machine that helps you bring from patients in to the end result, which is, you can see here, that's the profit. So you're profiting $200 to $800 per session, right? So if you have 3 sessions a day, that's about 3 hours. You make, let's say, $600, right? Once you grow your practice and you bring in 10, you're going to make $2,000 a week, right? We want happy clients. We want satisfied clients. That's really important, to know that you're making a difference in the world. It's also important for your reputation, right? So let's talk about how this works. So we need patients in, right? So there's 3 major ways that we're going to get patients in. I love the free marketing. So that's something that I teach a lot. So we have workshops when I teach this, the free marketing. So essentially, how do I get patients into my schedule without spending any money? And when I say any money, I mean like nothing, like $0 to get people in and turn them into clients or patients that are actually paying you, right? So there's like 5 different methods. We teach that, how to do free marketing. If you have a virtual practice or you have any brick and mortar and you don't want to bring your patients in using free marketing, we can do something else. So we can do, for example, there's social media management. So social media management, Dr. Chill, you want to talk a little bit about what that is?
It could be posting into your Instagram, your Facebook. A lot of practitioners stick with Facebook and Instagram right now because that's where the majority of our demographic is at. That's where the majority of our potential clients are at. And still, that's where the market is. And there are systems that can come into play where you can schedule out your posts, and what you're doing is educating the demographic, right, your potential clients, about who you are, who you serve, how you help, what you do, your credibility. It's really just information that you're posting about. And there's certain ways that you can do that that hits the algorithm. And that's what social media management is. It actually allows you to get organic traffic from that area. So they go into this funnel system. They go in and start to watch your webinar if you're creating that. And then they learn more about you, and then they end up booking a call with you, whether it be a discovery call, your visit, or going into your programs. But the social media management portion is really managing all of the different posts that go into the different avenues of social media.
Yes, and so as Dr. Chill mentioned, right, this is a part of the health funnel. That's, let's call it that for sake of our conversation, the system. So social media management is really the consistent posting, and that's typically daily, of, as he mentioned, who you are, what it is that you do, who you serve, very specific templates that are time tested. We know that they're working. We know for each specific, like if you want to focus on women's health, or you want to focus on diabetes or arthritis or IBS or whatever it is you want to focus on, there's like specific templates that we use, and those are done daily. Now, if you want to do it yourself, there are examples and posts that can do that for you, but there's also a service that we offer that it's like done for you. So there's actually a social media expert that is sitting there every day and posting into your community, right? And inviting them to come into our funnel, essentially providing their contact information so we can continue the conversation, and all of this is done automatically, right? So if you want that service, you can reach out to us. And then the other form is ads, essentially going out to Facebook and paying Mark Zuckerberg to get us some leads. We call them leads, people that are interested in what it is that you're doing. Now, of course, we still need the system to do its job, the funnel, to make sure that the people that show up are the people that they're the right fit for you. They are going to pay cash for your services. They're ready. They're ready to commit to working with you. They understand the value of what it is that you're doing. I would not necessarily recommend to start here, because this is ads are the most expensive way of doing marketing. I would recommend to start with some free marketing and then some social media management. That's what gets you fast results, really good results, and start filling up your schedule. So, Dr. Chill, let's talk about the first step. Those people are coming into your funnel, and the first part is educating them, right? So we have to educate our patients. So we have to educate them about the value of our services, right? Because as Dr. Chill mentioned, if they don't know who you are, how you can help them, how is your service different than another practitioner that will just give them a prescription and send them back home, they won't pay. The reason why they're paying you is because they developed a confident and understanding that what you're offering is something completely different, right?
A lot of practitioners that are starting out, we recommend kind of going that free marketing route and the social media management route first. And a lot of times there's practitioners that don't even need to go into the advertising because that's working for them. But that next step in the funnel is really to educate and building credibility for yourself. And there's different ways that you can do that.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because ads would be the most expensive way of doing that. And I see a lot of practitioners spending money on it. I definitely went through that mistake. I hired and fired 3 marketing companies, cost me thousands of dollars, and it just didn't deliver the results that I was looking for, because a lot of those leads just didn't qualify. They were not good. They were not a good fit for our services. Free marketing is free, which is great. So you don't spend any money, right? Which is great. And you can fill up your schedule as doing that. Social media management, you can do it yourself. Like we have templates and all of that stuff, you can do it. But you can have somebody doing this for you, and it's not that expensive. You can have somebody doing this for you like 7 days a week. You can get leads. You can get people that are interested coming in to your funnel 24/7, basically. You can be at home over the weekend. This is the cool part. So I remember times when I would be like, over the weekend, I would go watch a movie with my wife, or we do something fun over the weekend, or we'll be resting, or whatever it is. And then on Monday, I'm showing up to the practice, and we already have a list. We already have people on the schedule from the weekend that I was just resting. I wasn't even at work, right? So that's the cool part about the social media management. And then again, educating the value of your services, that's done automatically. Now, the next step is critical for them to spend money and trust you, right? And that's building the know, like, and trust factor, right? If they don't feel like they know, like, and trust you, they won't commit to working with you. At this point, it wouldn't be even about the money. It would just be simply they don't know who you are, they don't know what you're doing, right? And they definitely need to trust you. This is a really big one. So, one of my mentors always used to tell me you need at least seven contacts with your ideal client, right? Now, you can, those contacts could be anywhere. Think about it psychologically. The more you see somebody, let's say you see them at work, whatever it is, the more you feel like you know them, right? The more you feel like you can trust them. Why? Because you see them more. And the more the conversation is talking to you and you feel like you're connecting with them, the better. So my mentor always used to say 7 contacts to build and know and like trust. Now, we already have templates, we have emails templates, we got SMS templates, we got all of that. And it's there's also technology that if you want to automate it, we have technology that can help you automate it. So then you don't have to do this manually. Like I used to actually call potential clients, talk to them a little bit for 5 to 10 minutes. I would send manual emails. I would do today. There's technology that does all of that for you. Again, you can be resting over the weekend while this system does it for you. But make sure always you have to contact patients. You have to provide some value before they spend some money, right? I know that this is something that you've put together for so many practitioners.
It's those regular touch points. A lot of when you're starting in marketing and when you're starting your own practice, a lot of practitioners just think that they can just do like one post and then they're going to get a patient, right? And that's not the case at all. What we're seeing is you need a full on system to educate them, not only educate them, but to have those regular touch points. So when they provide an email address, when they provide their contact information, you're touching up with them. You're contacting them. You're nourishing what's called nourishing that lead, right? That I call it a potential client. It's also called a lead. It's a potential patient. It's somebody that comes in from Facebook advertising, from free marketing, from social media management. They don't know anything about you, so they need to get to know you. And the way that you do that is to have those regular touch points. And technology can do that by creating automated workflows that send out regular emails, send out regular texts to them. And we have all of those templates that we know work right for those touch points. So now they're getting to know you. They're getting to know what you do, who you serve. They feel like they start to get to know you, right? You're building credibility with them at that. But you need those regular touch points before they feel that.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Dr. Chill. And the next step, so these are all steps that we're taking them through, right? We're taking them from there. They're interested. They saw, maybe they heard about you, jumped into your website, maybe some free marketing or maybe social media management. We posted something and they got their interest. From there, we educate them about the value of your services, how it's different than standard of care, the insurance model. And then we utilize a minimum of 7 contacts. In my practice, it was more like 10 to 14 of that builds the know, like, and trust, right? So we kind of getting them to this phase. This phase, they're already warmed up. They hear your name and they're like, I heard that sounds familiar. Like, I know that practitioner is doing this and is doing this. And like his approach is going to teach me about what's wrong with my body. They're going to give me some natural strategies to improve my health. Like now we're building that confident, right? From there, we in the system, or you can invite them to consultations, right? Which mean one-on-one, actually talking, could be on the phone, on Zoom. There's if you want to do that. So it's a pro account. It's like $15 a month. It's not expensive. But in person, if you have a brick and mortar, maybe in person. So you do the consultation. We teach you how to do the consultation. This is critical, and you definitely don't want to mess this up. That your first real connection with the patient will determine how long they're going to come to see you, how much they're going to invest time, effort, money, all of that stuff. That's very critical because that's your first impression, and it's really hard to undo a first impression. So learning what to say, how to say it, which questions to ask, how to lead them through the consultation. And then there is a different way to do that, which is a webinar. So if you want everything to be virtual, you want everything like automated, then Dr. Chill and myself have a webinar system that can also help you. If you want to do that, you can stick to the traditional consultations, but if you want to upgrade that, then we have a system, the evaluation and care, right? Providing evaluation and care, which is or recommendations, right? So how long would they need to see you? What would it take? And then from there, setting up what care, right? So let's say the care plan, right? And then from there, they're coming to see you, they're paying, right? Essentially, I oversimplified it, but what a lot of practitioners are doing, and Dr. Chill just talked about this, a lot of practitioners are meeting a patient and they're trying to skip all of this and go straight to, right? Patients walk in, oh, I heard you might be able to help me. Yes, let's see if we can help you. It is $300 or $150. And the patient is like, well, why would I pay that? I got my primary care here and it's like $30 copay. This is something, I used to make this mistake, by the way. I'm not saying that any of you do, but
We all have. We've all made that mistake in the beginning, right? That's why we went through all of these trial and errors to figure out what's actually working. And then having that system actually saves time because that entire system is what vets your potential clients, your leads, right? It gets them warmed up. So when they actually book a discovery call with you, a free 15-minute consultation, some practitioners charge for that consultation as well. They're ready to go. They're ready to jump into your program. They're ready to jump into your visits.
One of the things that I just hated so much was having a consultation, and I would sit with a patient, and I can even see those faces of those patients in the first 5 years when I was in my practice. And some of them would just be so upset that they went from one practitioner to the other, and one of them was on biological medications for arthritis, which was costing her thousands of dollars every year. And they were so frustrated with the pain, with the struggle. And some of them were crying and telling me all about, and I was like, well, let's do this. I mean, here we got this, we got this evaluation, we got this system. Let's just do it. It's going to cost you $200. We're going to sit with you for an hour. And then they would book a next session, and then they wouldn't show up. The loss of revenue to my practice or money for myself and my family, it was the opportunity to help those people. And I knew the power of what these systems and approaches can do for them, right? And because I would see other patients do so well, and I would see myself completely transform my own health, and I would be like, that is such, it was almost like I would feel a little pinch when when I look at my schedule, or my receptionist would say, oh, so and so, they canceled today, or they didn't show up. And I'm like why? Because we could have helped them. We could have helped them so much. I know they're at home right now struggling, right? So the main reason that I took my mentor is not just to grow my practice, but I knew that it is my commitment and my obligation to help as many patients that I can out there, right? And so learn how to do this right. Don't try to skip. Don't try to take shortcuts. Like, if you're doing this, if you're helping patients, you're building a consultation practice, my recommendation is to do it the right way. Have a system. You don't have to have everything. We have systems. We can just give you the system. If you want to, we can show you, we can teach you, we can even give you the system. You want to upgrade, you want somebody to do that for you, great. You want to upgrade, you want somebody to build your website, and Dr. Chill as well. I know Dr. Chill loves working with practitioners. That's really what he does most of the time now, after building like 3 or 4 different practices and programs and all of that.
It's definitely now my mission to help practitioners get there a lot faster than I did.
So thank you again for being here. Have a good evening. Take care of yourself. And we're looking forward to working with you. Take care for now.